So Rafael Cruz is the father of Ted Cruz. We've been covering him a lot lately because he's been speaking out on behalf of Ted Cruz a lot. He's kind of the Reverend Right of Ted Cruz, except he's literally Ted Cruz's dad, and Ted Cruz is not running away from him. He's not a guy that he used to sit in the pews of a long time ago. He's actually out there campaigning for Ted Cruz now. In fact, earlier this month, he was talking to an Oklahoma gun rights advocates meeting, and he had some interesting words about atheists. Let's listen in.
If there's no God, then we are ruled by our instincts. There is no moral absolutes. Right and wrong depend on the circumstances. In other words, it's a moral relativism. It doesn't make any difference what you believe in as long as you're faithful to what you believe in. In other words, you make your own set of rules and then you live by your own set of rules. And of course, he said there are no absolutes. When it is convenient, you change the rules. Do we know any politicians that have done that?
Hitler.
Well, we don't have to go that far, Larry. Just go to Washington.
Well, I thought I
Just go to the White House.
So the mild part of that is the analogy to Hitler. The guy in the audience says, oh, I know politicians do that, Hitler. And he says, oh, no. Rafael Cruz says, yeah, you don't have to go that far. You can just go to Obama. Okay. Now, this whole idea, and I could, if you don't mind, speak for atheists and agnostics here, that once you have moral relativism, then all bets are off, right? Is so ironically immoral. Because look at the Cruz family. I guess they think that if you don't have an almighty to make sure you don't do the wrong thing by threatening eternal torture, that they think, well, obviously my instinct would be to do things that are terrible, to do things that are evil, to do things that are immoral. That's what Rafael Cruz is telling you there. But Rafael, I got news for you. That's not my instincts. My instincts is to help other people and to be decent to my family and to my friends and even to strangers, even to the needy. Whoa, I know you find that totally crazy. By the way, if you find that crazy, you should read the Bible. Get a load of this Jesus guy, okay? So now he's going to go further with how immoral atheists are. Watch.
And of course, this leads us, when there are no moral absolutes, leads us to sexual immorality, leads us to sexual abuse, leads us to perversion, and of course, no hope. No hope.
I love that, because his only hope is that the next life is good. No, I got a lot of hope. I got hope in this life. So I don't need the sky god yelling at me for me to have hope, or promising me, a Cupid with the wings or whatever he is with the harp in heaven. I don't need that. How about we make our own heaven and our hell down here by being decent to one another, creating that for our own family, friends, community, things that you hate, Rafael Cruz, okay? And then the idea that atheists are the sexual predators? Well, that's a funny one, Rafael. Let me quote the USA Today here. There's been nearly 17,000 people who have suffered sexual abuse at the hands of the clergy since 1950. 17,000 people, not abused by atheists. Not to say that atheists or agnostics haven't ever committed sexual abuse, but we know what the clergy have done. And that is the leadership of the church. Not just the flock, not just Christians. That's the leadership of the Christians who do that kind of sexual abuse and have done it over and over again. So please spare me with your talk about how atheists are not moral, when in fact what you're saying is, if I wasn't so scared of the sky god, I would do every perversion known to man, including sexual abuse, because that's my instinct. That's what you're saying. Whereas atheists and agnostics prove every single day that without that fear, that is not their instinct. Their instinct is to be moral human beings because that's what's inside them, not the depravity that's inside of you.